Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. I'm Nathan Hager, joined by Bloomberg's John Tucker. As we wind down earnings season, John, we got a pretty important report from Toll Brothers, important when we think about the housing market. Good morning.
Yeah, when you're selling houses and fewer people are signing contracts to build homes, that's a problem, Nathan. Toll Brothers falling short of estimates for quarterly orders. They had about 2,300 signed contracts for the latest quarter, and that missed estimates. The company is maintaining its home delivery guidance for this year. Of course, they cater toward the higher-end consumers. Still, they're impacted by a sluggish housing market and declining sentiment among the home builders. A lot of home builders have had to lean on buyer incentives like price cuts to get potential customers through the door. And while the mortgage rates are near the lowest level in more than a year, they're still a lot higher than mine. I got mine during the pandemic. Toll Brothers stock. This has risen 21% through the close yesterday.
Well, you're watching shares of Bayer or Buyer. How are we pronouncing it these days, John?
If I say Buyer, my tongue is going to snap off its roller.
Understood. Yeah.
We say Bayer in New Jersey.
That's what I'm saying.
Something of a round trip from yesterday when it sounded like they were putting all that litigation behind it. This morning, there's renewed uncertainty. Bayer said yesterday it agreed to pay more than $7 billion to resolve the current and the future cancer lawsuits surrounding its Roundup weedkiller. Remember, it inherited Roundup when they purchased Monsanto years ago. Now, analysts note that this pact is subject to court approval, and they also say there's also the risk of plaintiffs opting out. Barclays, meanwhile, says the proposed payout is going to be bigger than anticipated. And analysts also note a separate U.S. Supreme Court ruling on the case that remains a risk. So, essentially what they're saying, the bottom line for Bayer is that this is far from settled.
Now, let's turn to some stocks that are on the rise this morning. Nvidia and Meta Platforms certainly fit that bill.
Yeah, we took a closer look at this earlier today, but Meta, they account for 9% of Nvidia's revenue. They're committing to use more AI processors and networking equipment from Nvidia. And in fact, they said, as they put it, millions. For the first time, they also plan to rely on Nvidia's Grace CPUs. Just one Nvidia AI accelerator costs an average of $16,000. Now, Mark Zuckerberg has made AI the top priority of the company. He's pledging to spend hundreds of billions of dollars. NVIDIA systems are still considered to be the gold standard.
Now let's close out with the New York Times, because it looks like Warren Buffett's closing out his time at Berkshire with a big bet on newspapers, John.
Yeah, well, somebody called it the failing New York Times. It wasn't Warren Buffett.
No.
Berkshire Hathaway slashing its stake in Amazon by more than 75% in the fourth quarter. These are the latest regulatory filings. So it now owns roughly 2.3 million shares of the company. And with that, they dumped that and bought shares of the New York Times. Marks, as you say, his last new bet as the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. The regulatory filing shows Berkshire acquired 5.1 million shares of the New York Times company.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.